This video, we have a conspiracy theory. We're actually going to double up this week since we missed last week or the last 2 weeks. And this conspiracy theory, we're going to discuss the Philadelphia experiment. Okay guys, welcome back. So the Philadelphia experiment was allegedly an experiment by the US government on one of their ships, the USS Eldridge, in an attempt to cloak it or make it invisible to enemies and radar and things of that nature. Now, this took place allegedly on October 28th, 1943. And the United States used a theory by Albert Einstein, I should say, called the Unified Field theory. And in essence, this was to cloak the ship and, basically make it so that the United States could send an army of ships to an enemy's territory unseen and then obviously do a surprise attack. Now, there have been many speculations and conspiracies about this. One of them as to whether or not it even happened. Those who believe it happened say that a number of experiments were conducted with this unified field theory by Albert Einstein, and some of the after effects were pretty catastrophic and in some cases very graphic. One of the first minor things that were reported was that when they made these tests, they had to test it with the people on the ship. Obviously, they needed to know that this could work not only on the ship itself, but on the people on it. And during one of the first tests, after they had allegedly successfully had completed the test, some of the people on the ship, the sailors and things like that, reported being sick, having really bad nausea. Some of them a little bit more extreme, memory losses. Then there were some really extreme cases of sailors who were in one spot on the ship 1 minute, and then after the invisibility or the cloak would end up in a different spot on the ship. Some were reported to actually be embedded into the ship. Yeesh. And then the worst case scenario were people reportedly being inside and out. So it was just horrible descriptions of what allegedly happened to these people if these tests actually got conducted. Now, the United States government has always tried different things when it comes to trying to get one up when it comes to military action and things of that nature. They've done many different tests. We all know about Area 51, one conspiracy I have yet to do, believe it or not. And, and we all know of the different kind of technology that the U.S. military has and what kind of technological edge they have over other countries around the world. So it's not far-fetched to think that they would try to develop some sort of technology to cloak or make their ships invisible. Perhaps this experiment was a prelude to what we got later, which was the stealth fighter, which, while not physically invisible, we all know that the stealth fighter is invisible to radar. So I'm not against believing that maybe an experiment like this took place. Now, as in terms of whether or not it was successful and some of the after effects of the experiment, that remains to be seen. But I can say one thing. We all know that if stuff like this did happen during this experiment, it's not something the United States government would want released to the public. So it kind of makes you wonder. One of the other things that happened with this experiment, and this was something that happened later on, they ran multiple tests on this Philadelphia project or experiment, if you will. And one of the things that happened was the ship actually disappeared and reappeared in Virginia, and then later reappeared back in Philadelphia. It was very weird. I believe it was Virginia. If I'm mistaken, somebody correct me in the comments, but I believe it was Virginia. And then it reappeared back in Philadelphia. So then it went, and that's not something they intended to happen. That was one of the many side effects of these constant attempts to make their military or their ships invisible. So Philadelphia experiment, very interesting conspiracy theory. One that you might have seen on shows. I can't quite remember which show it was on, but there was a show that actually used this conspiracy theory as the basis for its story. I can't remember if it was The Fringe. It might have been The Fringe, but it could have been something else. Can't quite remember exactly what show though. So, but maybe somebody in the comments knows, so let me know what show it is, because it's eating me up. I was even looking at it, oh my God, which episode or which show was it? Or maybe it was a movie. But anyway, so the Philadelphia experiment, United States attempts to cloak their vessels for military advantage in 1943 on October 28th, allegedly. Some people believe these experiments never took place. What do you believe? What do you think? Philadelphia experiment, Philadelphia project, cloaking cloaking military vessels. Do you guys think it happened? Do you think it did not happen? Do you think maybe part of it happened and not all the crazy stuff afterwards? I don't know. I gotta say, I'm a little 50-50. I don't believe necessarily that they wouldn't try something like this, but I don't know if I believe 100% of the after effects of what happened allegedly in this story or in this conspiracy theory. So comment below, let me know what you think. Until the next conspiracy theory, which is later on this week, this is Rob signing off for ETN, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching ETN. Don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe. Join the nation's Facebook page to meet other subscribers or visit ETN's Facebook page and Twitter page. Links for all are in the description.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video, we have a conspiracy theory. We're actually going to double up this week since we missed last week or the last 2 weeks. And this conspiracy theory, we're going to discuss the Philadelphia experiment. Okay guys, welcome back. So the Philadelphia experiment was allegedly an experiment by the US government